Hey, Lakers news. Fan report family, can you feel it? It's that electrifying buzz of possibility in Los Angeles, where every front office phone call, every GM whisper, and every trade rumor sends ripples through a fan base hungry for championship. Glory. Before we dive headfirst into today's blockbuster speculation, do me a solid, smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on our beloved purple and gold. All right, now let's talk about the latest headline that has every Laker fan on the edge of their seat. Whispers that the Lakers are zeroing in on DeAndre Ayton, and that they may be about to pull off a seismic trade with the Portland Trail Blazers to bring a true paint dominator to Los Angeles. Picture this. You've got LeBron James nearing the twilight of his historic career, Luka Doncic freshly arrived in Hollywood with a resume that already rivals some of the best young talents in NBA history, and a glaring hole at center that's haunted the team since Anthony Davis's departure. The Lakers tried smaller lineups, they tinkered with positionless basketball, but every contender needs a force inside, someone who can protect the rim, gobble up rebounds, and demand double teams when the night is on the line. Enter DeAndre Ayton, the former #1 overall pick out of Arizona, whose name has become synonymous with paint dominance and double-double upside. The question is, could Ayton really be donning purple and gold next season? Let's rewind and lay out the landscape that led us here. In one of the offseason's most audacious moves, Los Angeles shocked the world by landing Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks. Suddenly, the Lakers boast two of the most transcendent talents in the league, LeBron and Luka, on the same roster. But while the offensive potential soared, the glaring weakness at center remained. No offense to Rui Hachimura or the wing-heavy lineups, but if you want a legitimate title favorite, you need an interior anchor, someone who intimidates opponents, at the rim, and grabs every rebound like it's a championship ring. Meanwhile, the Portland Trail Blazers find themselves in a peculiar spot. After years of building around Damian Lillard, they've pivoted to a new era, sending signals to the league that they're ready to shake up their roster. DeAndre Ayton, once the cornerstone of the Phoenix Suns' front court, landed in Portland through a midseason trade. And now, whispers out of The Athletic and on Yon Buha's block have identified him as a prime trade candidate. Portland reportedly values Ayton for his ability to provide 14 to 16 points and 10 rebounds per game in a reliable 30-minute role. He averaged 14.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and nearly a block per game last season, numbers that scream double-double, threat every night. But the Blazers, in retooling mode, may be willing to part with him if they believe the return package truly accelerates their rebuild or retool. From the Lakers' side, the proposed trade package is eye-opening. Gabe Vincent, a solid bench guard whose reliable shooting and playmaking add depth. Maxi Kleber, a veteran stretch big whose floor spacing could benefit Portland's young core. Rookie Dalton Conley, who has shown promise but is raw, and a future first-round pick that could be late in the draft but still valuable to a team looking for assets. On paper, it's a package that fits salary-matching requirements and gives Portland a mix of immediate contributors and future potential. But is it enough to pry away a bona fide center like Ayton, who could transform Los Angeles' front court in a heartbeat? Imagine the Lakers' starting five with Ayton patrolling the paint, LeBron James orchestrating from any spot on the floor, Luka Doncic wreaking havoc off the catch or in isolation, D'Angelo Russell providing secondary playmaking, and Cam Johnson, if they decide to pursue him as another wing upgrade, spacing the floor. With Ayton anchoring the defense, every opponent driving into the lane would be met by his gargantuan frame and shot-blocking instincts. Gone would be the nights of conceding easy buckets in the paint. Instead, the Lakers could gamble more aggressively in perimeter defense, knowing they have Ayton to clean up any mistakes. But let's not gloss over the reality. Ayton isn't a perfect player. His game, while impactful, has had warts. Questions about his consistency, occasional lapses in effort, and a three-point shot that's yet to fully develop. In his 2024 season with Portland, he shot a modest 60% at the rim, but his free throw percentage hovered around the mid-70s, respectable but not elite. And while he's a solid offensive rebounder, his defensive rotations sometimes lag behind the elite rim protectors in the league. So, is he truly the missing piece? Or will he become another cog in a star-studded machine without enough opportunity to consistently shine? Some insiders are whispering that the Lakers believe Ayton's upside outweighs the risks. They point to his age, only 25, and the belief that under Coach J.J. Redick's system, his defensive instincts will sharpen. They remind us that Ayton's, per 36 numbers last year, around 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists, could skyrocket if he becomes the unquestioned starter on a championship-caliber team. Could this mean Ayton finally unleashing his full potential alongside LeBron and Luka, or is it possible that a crowded roster in Los Angeles could stifle his growth? The trade talks themselves have drama worthy of a primetime TV series. Portland's front office, led by Joe Cronin, reportedly places a high value on veteran stretch bigs like Maxi Kleber. He's viewed as a culture setter who can mentor younger players on how to extend their range beyond the arc. But meeting that asking price would likely require not just Kleber but a shiny draft pick or a budding young guard who can evolve into a rotation piece. That's where Dalton Conley enters the conversation. After showing flashes of brilliance as a rookie, averaging 8.2 points on 42% shooting in limited minutes, Portland sees him as a potential stash for the future. Meanwhile, Gabe Vincent's contract, which is team-friendly for 2 more seasons, gives the Blazers financial breathing room and backcourt depth to pair with their core. Fans inside Crypto.com Arena have been buzzing on social media. If Ayton comes, we're unbeatable, one post reads. Another counters, I'd rather hold on to our pick for a more versatile big like Isaiah Stewart. And that's the beauty of this rumor. It's fueling every type of debate. Some believe the Lakers should save their draft capital for a transformational player in next year's lottery, while others argue that the window of opportunity to win a title with LeBron and Luka is now, and sacrificing long-term assets is a price they must pay. Then there are the intangibles we can't measure by box score alone. Ayton has shown resiliency throughout his career, bouncing back from questions about his fit in Phoenix to becoming a fan favorite in Portland, embracing the city's young roster and endearing himself with community outreach. Some Lakers front office figures reportedly believe his positive locker room presence can help balance a team with 2 alpha personalities in LeBron and Luka. We need a glue guy who can keep the chemistry intact, especially when the pressure hits in March. One anonymous exec told reporters, could Ayton be that glue guy? Is it possible that his ability to absorb physical play in the paint will allow LeBron to play more on the perimeter, reducing wear and tear on his aging body? Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of a new dynasty, one where the Lakers blend superstars with unselfish role players to create a force that few can match. Of course, there's the looming specter of the alternative. What if the trade fails? What if Portland balks at the offer and opts to keep Ayton for another season, hoping to sell high at next year's deadline when his value could spike further? That scenario would leave Lakers fans in agony, watching a prime center light it, up in the Pacific Northwest while their own team scrambles for other options. Could the failure to land Ayton force the Lakers to pivot toward a center in free agency, or settle for a lesser interior defender? If that happens, fans will question whether they should have risked draft capital for a player who might have been the perfect fit. Let's break down the stakes further. On one hand, Ayton's presence would give the Lakers an interior anchor to challenge Nikola Jokic in the Western Conference, a player who currently feasts on weak-side defense. Ayton's strength and athleticism allow him to battle through screens and finish with authority. In pick-and-roll situations, Ayton's ability to roll hard and finish above the rim could open up so many options for Luka and LeBron. Is it possible that the Lakers' offense could become even more potent with Ayton's lob threat status? Could defenses be so preoccupied with Ayton's presence that shooters like Gabe Vincent or Austin Reeves suddenly find themselves wide open more often? On the other hand, if the Lakers hold firm and say, "We won't part with our first-round pick," they might end up with options like Naz Reid or Jalen Smith, veterans who are solid but not game-changers. Could choosing a lower-tier alternative cost the Lakers a deeper playoff run? Fans are wondering if the gamble on Ayton is worth the reward, or if patience, and perhaps targeting a different center, might be the smarter path. If the Lakers manage to land DeAndre Ayton, the ripple effects will be immediate and profound. On the court, imagine Coach Redick's lineup adjustments: LeBron James and Luka Doncic flanking the perimeter, Austin Reeves and Cam Johnson. If he remains in purple and gold, spacing the floor, and Ayton patrolling the paint like a towering sentinel. Suddenly, every drive to the basket by LeBron or Luka forces the defense to collapse, opening up kick-out opportunities for sharp shooters. No longer will opponents be able to blitz the pick and roll without fear. Ayton's rim protection and interior presence will demand respect. In late-game situations, picture Ayton grabbing offensive rebounds off contested mid-range shots and slam-dunking back-to-back possessions to flip momentum. Could this be the missing jolt that turns tight playoff games into blowouts? Defensively, Ayton would allow the Lakers to gamble more on the wings. With him anchoring the paint, players like Rui Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell could take more risks on the perimeter, hunting steals and forcing turnovers. Those defensive gambles would pay off even more when Ayton cleans up the mess inside, swatting away any second-chance point attempts. It's not just about blocking shots. It's about deterring driving lanes entirely. Opponents who once treated the Lakers' interior as a flimsy barrier would have to reconsider every drive, every cut, and every baseline jump shot. That kind of intimidation factor is priceless when championships hang in the balance. Off the court, the chemistry questions will intensify. How will Ayton gel with two alpha personalities, LeBron and Luka? Some insiders believe Ayton's professionalism and affable locker room demeanor will ease that transition. He's known to be a vocal yet supportive teammate, willing to absorb pressure and uplift those around him. But others worry about touches. Ayton needs consistent delivery of the ball in the post to stay engaged. Will the Lakers prioritize feeding Ayton enough to keep him happy, or will the superstar duo demand the Lions' share of touches when the games matter most? Balancing those egos, and more importantly, balancing minutes, will be Redick's ultimate test. Financially, adding Ayton under his current contract wouldn't cripple the Lakers' cap space immediately, but it would limit flexibility moving forward. If Ayton blossoms into an all-star caliber center alongside LeBron and Luka, the front office will have to make tough decisions come future free agent cycles. Do they re-sign role players to maintain depth, or do they let veteran wings walk in order to keep Ayton and one of their stars happy? Every financial decision will ripple through subsequent summers, potentially shaping the franchise's trajectory for years. Could this all-in move accelerate a title run at the cost of hampering long-term roster sustainability? That's the gamble Rob Pelinka must weigh. Now, let's explore the alternate reality. If the Lakers fail to acquire Ayton, Portland's reluctance to part with him could force Los Angeles to pivot quickly. Suddenly, names like Jackson Hayes or Isaiah Stewart might resurface as fallback options. Neither brings the same peak potential as Ayton, but both can offer size in the paint. In that scenario, the Lakers might sign a veteran center on a minimum contract, gamble on internal player development, or reorient toward small ball lineups. Could that be enough to keep pace with juggernauts like Denver and Minnesota? Some fans fear a disappointing near miss, falling short in the playoffs because they couldn't land their ideal big man. Others argue that patience and smart drafting, perhaps using that saved first-round pick, could yield a future star who remains team-controlled longer than a rental like Ayton. It's a debate that cuts to the heart of championship windows. Strike now or build for later. Beyond the hardwood and salary cap, the external pressure will be immense. National media will scrutinize every move, comparing Pelinka's deal to Steve Kerr's blueprint in Golden State. Pundits will ask, did the Lakers overpay? If Ayton underperforms, critics will label this a misguided splash, a costly acquisition that failed to deliver. Conversely, if Ayton excels, they'll hail Pelinka as a visionary who finally plugged the Lakers' most glaring hole. Players like LeBron and Luka, who demanded roster upgrades, may be lauded for driving this move if it succeeds. But if the trade unravels, the narrative could shift. Did LeBron's influence cloud judgment? Did the Lakers chase a quick fix without considering the bigger picture? These storylines will dominate sports talk shows and social media, fueling fan debates for months. Amidst all this speculation, it's worth considering Ayton's own perspective. Sources suggest he's eager for a definitive role, an opportunity to be more than just a complimentary piece. Joining the Lakers would place him under the brightest lights, but with that comes scrutiny. In Phoenix, he blossomed alongside Devin Booker. In Portland, he served as a reliable yet secondary option. In Los Angeles, he would be asked to anchor a title-caliber team. Can Ayton handle that pressure? Or will the permanent glare of scrutiny magnify his flaws, crooked free-throw form, defensive lapses, or occasional lack of aggression? That unknown factor adds another layer to this intricate chess match. Regardless of the outcome, one thing is clear. This offseason will define the next era of Lakers basketball. If Ayton arrives, we could witness a renaissance in Los Angeles, ATCQ, melding of superstars and role players that lifts Kobe's mob into modern relevance. The sights and sounds of Crypto.com Arena would shift. Opponents hesitate near the rim. Fans erupt when Ayton corrals a contested board. And every alley-oop from LeBron or Luka would become a viral highlight. But if the trade falls through, Lakers faithful will brace for Plan B, another gambit that aims to steer the franchise back to the summit. But what do you think about all of this? As a die-hard Lakers fan, I can't help but lean toward pulling the trigger on Ayton. The chance to pair a dominant big man with LeBron and Luka feels like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. However, I understand the concerns about sacrificing a future pick that could be a cornerstone of our next championship chase. So tell me, would you rather bet on Ayton now or safeguard our assets for a different path? I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Lakers' potential blockbuster trade, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next breakdown. This journey is ours together, and the road to number 18 is only getting started.